guys, this guy here from YCG, your casual gamer. So today we're gonna get into blueprints, and the first one we're gonna do is the lifts that you see over here, and there's gonna be one over here and one at the end over here. So you really need, you don't need that much to do it. So if you just jump in this tutorial series just to learn this part, you just need a static mesh and a room of some sort, and we're gonna create the blueprint from ground up, and it's gonna be fully editable like you see over here. Location A, how much time it takes to get there to the first location, how much time between each tick before it comes back to location B, and where does it go back to. And this is the blueprint over here with the construction script. We're going to talk a little bit about that also in this episode, and this is what it should look like when we're done. So tune in. Alright, so using this platform we're going to create our blueprint right now. So you go inside the blueprint tab and season 2. You already have one that we created in a past video that's called tempo. If you don't have it, just right click and blueprint class, it's going to be an actor blueprint, and we're going to name it lift -1. Now there's two ways that you can make the blueprint. You can either grab the mesh you want and make a blueprint, add a script to it, or you can make a new blueprint the way I did it. I prefer to use my method because you're gonna have a scene root if you create your own blueprint, whether if I would just choose this, then I wouldn't get the scene root, and I'll explain to you what is the scene root later on. So inside the blueprint, let's get this working on. We have over here the add component. We're gonna add a static mesh so that we have a lift body. And we're not going to give it a property yet because we want it to be fully customizable. So inside, where do we go to do that? We're going to go inside the construction script, because this fires up even before the event begin play. So that's why it's important. So the construction script, we're going to grab the lifts body over here, and from the lifts body, drag a wire out. We're going to write set static mesh. Like that, connect the two together, and the new static mesh, we're going to drag it out and promote it to a variable. Call it new lift body, and that's it. And now don't forget to put it to editable, and also we're going to put it inside its own category, so you can just create it. I call it editable. There we go. That way it's going to split them up. Now inside the event graph, we don't need the other two down here. We're just going to use the event begin play, and from here we're going to start our program. So dragging out the execution pin, we're going to go with a flow control called flip-flop. Alright, so this one, I don't know if you saw it already. This is pretty simple. It's self-explanatory really. When it goes through in the first time, it's going to do execution A, and then if you run the system again, it's going to go execution B. So it's like if I would have a space bar enter pin, every time I would space it and something would go on A, B, A, B. So now what we need is, we're going to need the lifts body because that's what we're moving, and we're going to grab move component 2. So we're playing with the target relative location over here, not the rotation and not these three, but we want it to be fully customizable, so we have to convert them to variables. So you're going to drag the location and promote to variable, call it location A, make sure it's editable, and then same thing with the time. Time to go to location A. Edit. So these three are done. So now we're done with this side. Now connect the move to A. So if you want to, you're going to grab this and control click move to, control C and control V down here, connect B to move, and we're going to make new variables over here. Call it location B, and promote the variable time to go to location B, like that. And make sure to make them editable. And also we're going to drag each of them inside the right group, so that way after that it's going to look nice and clean when we are setting up our program outside of here. So now the program fires up, it goes here, and what happens after the complete? Nothing. So it would just stop there, and we needed to reset and go through B. So how are we going to do that? We're going to create, well, first let's create our delay. So from the complete, whichever goes, we're going to do a retriggerable delay. And since we don't want it to be a fixed delay, we're going to drag it out and make another variable and call it time between ticks. Make it editable. And there we go. So now drag both of them inside, and you'll see in a second why. So we want this to fire up every time. So how do I do that? I need to create some sort of loop. So an easy way to do that is, if I wanted to, I could just grab the complete and drag it inside the flip-flop, and it would work. But it wouldn't look that good because it's just a line going in the middle over everything else. So I'm going to Control Z out of there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a custom event. Add custom event. I'm going to call it loop and put it in here. And then after the retriggerable delay, I'm going to call that function, call function loop. And there you go. Compile and save, and you are done creating your own fully customizable linear lift. So let's go try it out. So I go inside my level, and I'm going to have to drag it in. So just to put it in, like where I showed you in season 1, you already know this is at a right location. So just right click on this and replace it. First of all, make sure you're on the right level. Right now we're on the persisted level. Let's go in factory 2 and right click and replace with your actor. So you see right now there's no body to it. And now in the editable tab, you can put your body over here. So go inside the props, season 2, the platform that you created, and there you go. You have a body in here. You can set up location 1. I already calculated it. It's about 350 on the Z axis going up. I want it to take 2 seconds to get there. The location is 0, which is here. 0 is already where it's at now. And if you want to know where the platform is, you just have to click on the platform over here, and it's going to show you that location is 0, 0, 0. And that's why I like using a scene root, because you see, if I didn't have the scene root, it'd be my top over here, which is these crazy numbers. So if I wanted to add 350 to that, I would have to add it to this number, and then it just gets complicated. I want it to be a clean 350. I know this value is going to be easy to change later on, and it's not going to be hard for the person that gets the program and that wants to play around with it. So since I have a scene root, I just have to worry about where this is. I just add 350, go back to 0, and we're done. So 2 seconds together. Time between ticks, let's put it to 1 second, and I want it to come back smashing just for this one. Save all. Let's see if it works. So I go play, F2 to C, and it went back up and goes down, goes back up and down, and there you go. You have yourself a fully customized lift. So I hope you enjoyed this, so you can have fun and place them all over the place. The way I did it, or easy enough, you can just remove this and on hold the Alt button and just drag it up, bring it inside, and really all you have to change is the values you want to put. I already know it's 350 on the x-axis, 0, and then it's gonna be, I can just play around with these. 2 minutes for both, time between ticks 1.5, let's say. And these are the way I set up my things. You guys can set it up as you want. You don't have to do it exactly like me. If you wanted to, I'm going to show you something cool. You could just put it there and make it super easy for the character to reach up. So I'm bringing it here. So I'm on the x-axis plus, so I need to go minus if I want to go in a diagonal. So let's say I move minus 350 and minus 350 on the z-axis, and let's see what that does. So if I go inside, press F2 to see, it's gonna go down and it's gonna go back up. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this. Have fun placing them around. And in the next episode, we're going to be working on light. So I'm tired of getting inside the level and not being able to see anything. I'm also going to give you new tricks on how to work with lighting. So tune in for the next episode and have a good night.